Hi guys, it's Trevor Chalobah here and you're listening to the Blue Day podcast.
The 2000 FA Cup Final saw Chelsea, who were looking to secure a second trophy in 4 years, take on an Aston Villa side making their first appearance in the final since winning the competition in 1957. The match was the 79th and last final to be played at the old Wembley, the home of English football since hosting its first cup final between Bolton Wanderers and West Ham back in 1923. The commentary team for this one, Ron Atkinson and Clive Tildesley.
Today's team shows only one change, and it's the substitute semi-final match winner Dion Dublin, who displaces Julian Churchim alongside Benito Carboni. Ian Taylor's played only 25 minutes of football since limping away from Wembley with a hamstring injury that day, but he's made it. Paul Merson is Villa's only previous cup winner. Four of today's Chelsea team were winners here 3 years ago: Leboeuf, Di Matteo, Wise and Zola. The unlucky men today, Albert Ferrer, and let's not forget Graham Lasso, both injured. Mario Melchiot makes his FA Cup debut at right back. George Weah gets the vote over Torre Andre Flo. Weah starting alongside Gianfranco Zola for only the 6th time. The FA Cup final remains a state occasion, part of English heritage and national treasure, but by way of a side bet this afternoon, there are costly European repercussions for the loser, and there will be a loser one way or another. And interesting that Roberto Di Matteo, who's usually scored in the cup final by now, has started for Chelsea on the left with Gus Poyet on the right, and he's going to have quite a height advantage over Alan Wright.
Yeah, I can see that. I would think they'd be looking to switch a few play. The point from the centre midfield, switch it out on top of Alan Wright, and Poyet is very good in the air, as we know.
Poyet, here is Zola. Taking on Wright and skinning him. Good run by Zola. Well met at the near post by Southgate. Wise with the volley. Right down the throat of David James.
Good moment there for Chelsea. Some great skill by Zola. Takes right to the cleaners. Possibly couldn't stand it up a little bit higher. And then this Buddy Holly's a great one.
Carboni. Right to Barry. Aston Villa just looking to get a foothold in this game. Leboeuf beating Dublin to it in the air, but it's broken from Mark Delaney, and now Paul Merson. And Delaney has gone on here and turned it towards Dublin. And Leboeuf did just enough against him because it is a corner kick. Dublin to Merson.
Certainly getting plenty of the play now, Villa.
Delaney.
Getting their wing-backs high up the field. They'll try and switch it from side to side.
Wise caught Boateng. Tit for tat. Barry has found Wright. And now Barry took a deflection on the way through. Leboeuf reacted well. Merson on the volley. Oh, he was dipping. Just tried to steer it with the outside of his foot. George Boateng, incidentally, is still down, a victim of that late bite from Dennis Wise, as we see this effort again by Merson.
Some good football there. Leboeuf only partially clears it, but I'm not so sure Ed De Hoy is quite as confident as look, but it's a great effort from Merson.
Free kick. very central. Whether Frank Leboeuf would fancy a crack from here.
Might be well worth a chance, you know. Might be well worth a chance.
Wise into Poyet. Well, Ekiog was very, very close to him. Not sure how much contact he made with the ball, Hugo Ekiog, but the pressure on Poyet prevented him from doing so. Tackle between Boateng and Wise. Now some space for Alan Wright. Carboni. Wright just coaxed in towards Merson. Got there ahead of Leboeuf, but couldn't control the ball under pressure from the Frenchman.
Yeah, clever ball that from Alan Wright. It looked all the world when it was cut back to him. He's just got to sling it in towards Dublin. Played a nice little ball short, and full marks to Frank Leboeuf. He was certainly on his toes. From there, you think that's a one-touch ball into the box, but a little ball down the side. I think Merson should have been a bit stronger.
In the last 4 minutes, 1-2 going for an early cuppa. Where? Carboni got back and tripped him.
You made a point earlier, you know, the linesman, what, a yard away from there, didn't make any decision. And it was a very blatant trip, you know, I mean, full marks. It wasn't even an argument, that one.
Wise trying to take it quickly, but Graham Poll insisting that it's taken from the correct spot. Well, even the ball boys have nodded off here.
Funnily enough, although it hasn't been one of the most, it's by a long way one of the most exciting games you ever see, there's a fascination about it, and you're waiting for one of the good players to really, really explode.
Zola in towards Desailly. There's an explosion from him there. It's the evenness of the match, really, which is its interesting element.
I think young Barry does well here, stays strong against the cross. Desailly is in there, but
Deschamps. Where? Well, it's an even contest. It's been well fought and well matched. Plenty for the two managers to think about, but it needs a tonic, it needs a catalyst, it needs a goal at half-time in the AXA-sponsored FA Cup Final of 2000. The scoreline is Aston Villa 0, Chelsea 0. As Dennis Wise has very graphically pointed out, the real difference to the footballers is that pre-season training begins on July the 17th if Chelsea are in the UEFA Cup, begins on June the 26th if they're in the Intertoto Cup. And now the hotels in Marbella will manage. Poyet starting on the right-hand side at the start of the second half and winning the ball from Barry. Here's Weah. Wise. North London's been bathed in light cloud for much of the afternoon, but we've got the traditional bright FA Cup Final sunshine for now.
Certainly the brightest thing on view at the moment, isn't it? We could do with a good spark.
Delaney with a header forward. Away from Leboeuf. Down by Taylor. This is Delaney. Now Dublin. Into the path of Merson, who's been on the fringe of things so far. Given away by Leboeuf to Ian Taylor. Deschamps made a good challenge. Desailly forward. Barry there ahead of Weah. Now Alan Wright. Taylor is forward alongside Dublin. It's in towards Ian Taylor. Well, he has an eye for goal.
And that's certainly his forte. Ball out wide, the wing-back or one of the left-handers pushing forward, ball in early. and him splitting the strikers, getting in between the strikers. A bit like Terry Venables was talking about Poyet.
John Gregory is going straight up the 39 steps back to the posh seats.
Oh, if Taylor could have looked lefty. Alan Wright had made a great break on the left-hand side.
Deschamps poked it forward here to Zola, and now Weah hit first time. That's the closest scrape that we've had. Explosive hit from George Weah. Typical Chelsea move.
Yeah, you might say, could he have taken this on? Nice little slotted ball from Zola. But the lad's got confidence. He's played at the highest level.
Scrap inside the centre circle. Who emerges with the ball from a rare old scrap? Dennis Wise. Baba Yara. Again, though, 25 yards in from the touchline. Exchange of passes with Di Matteo.
First time I've seen him, I think, in the attacking third, Baba Yara. He can make things happen, as we've seen in a lot of the European games when it comes from the top half.
LeBeuf, time to pick his spot here. And Dennis Wise is in there, and Southgate defended that cross well. LeBeuf's run it back from Merson, hit by Di Matteo, came off James Wise! It's the goal that the game needed! It's come from the Chelsea captain, Dennis Wise! Now, it's been disallowed. And it's not going to count. Southgate got it away. LeBeuf knocked it back in here to Di Matteo, and was Weah offside when he hit it? This is Barry. Toss straight back at Baba Yaro. Straight at Southgate. This will come for Merson. Ian Taylor's still in there. It's towards Dion Dublin. Couldn't quite reach it. Melchior away. George Boateng. It's got away from Deschamps. Boateng hits it. Under pressure though. Corner kick. Both teams now. Oops. Few afters there, both teams attacking the end of Wembley, behind which the majority of their supporters are gathered. Another Aston Villa corner. The game is coming to the simmer here. Merson takes, came off Deschamps ironically. Boateng hits it. Rather tamely through to Ed de Hoy. Run straight into Dennis Wise. Fabulous challenge on Alan Wright. Cross from Zola in towards Weah! Weah wide. That was a really good chance for George Weah. And the look on Gianluca Vialli's face was that of, is this going to be our day or not? That's Zola, in towards Weah, trying to take it on his chest. Oh, and James did well there. Chanced his arm a little bit, attacked the ball, and rode his luck and made a good decision. Deschamps down. Chelsea looking more and more threatening. Wise on the ball.
Yeah, certainly the second half's been Chelsea's in terms of threats and that. And I just wonder, I think a few years ago he'd have done better here, but there is attention paid. Full marks to James. What do you think Shanks would have thought about that?
Chance for Aston Villa to make a connection here with a free kick. Maybe 10 paces outside of the penalty area.
Little Alan Wright wandered over. If he cracks the one, like I think you were at the game when he whacked the one in against Tottenham. Yeah.
I have to say, Villa scored 3 of the most wonderful goals you can imagine in the space of 5 minutes in that match at White Hart Lane last month. Southgate belatedly joining in.
They're overloading them there for Southgate in late.
It's Merson towards Southgate. And now Dion Dublin. Well, it was an arcing header, which was never likely to trouble goalkeeper, always goal. Southgate down in need of a little bit of treatment for cramp.
Yeah, I mean, they overloaded them there. They got Villa had 4 attackers against the 3 defenders there and just couldn't keep the ball in the danger zone.
This is Babayaro. Melchior has gone on here. Oh, it's a clever turn, trying to get away from Ian Taylor, who's having none of it, but he has fouled Mario Melchior.
I'm not so sure it was a foul. Referee's very close, Graham Paul, and he's reffed the game brilliantly. But I think after that little bit of skill, he's entitled to something.
Bit of a grapple, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a slip and a slide.
Zola to take. In towards their side. James lost it, and it's hooked into the net by Roberto Di Matteo. Chelsea in front. Third time Di Matteo has scored in a Wembley Cup final. It's a big, big goal for Chelsea. It's a bad, bad moment for David James.
Clive, have a look at Leboeuf on this. I'm sure he does. As he's whipping it across, an angel shot. Leboeuf has torn in, and I think that he may. All right, the keeper has dropped it so that they'll all point fingers at him. But he in half got a crowd seat to deal with there. There's about 4 blue shirts have run in front of him. Delivery's brilliant. Great area. You might question again now whether it was a free kick. I wasn't so sure that Melchior's little bit of a trick that got him pulled down was a free kick. What it does mean, Villa have got to drive and show a lot more initiative than they've shown.
One by Wise. Southgate. Delaney's header. Leboeuf and Deschamps did just enough. Here is Roberto Di Matteo. Weah went tumbling ahead of him. Di Matteo's pass miscued. He's had a difficult season with injuries. This is his moment.
This is an ugly ball for the keeper. To be fair, and Leboeuf's got Leboeuf, and he's got help there. It's Di Matteo as well, got in that. Good reaction to it. As soon as he saw him setting off, he arrived. He went on about a 10-15-yard run to get in that position, Leboeuf, and I think he had a lot to do with James not seeing it. Hey, if you want to be the best, you've got to stop them. But sometimes, you know, it is very, very difficult for a keeper in that situation. But there's the lad Melchior. He's the one it was his drive across the field, and a little trick that may or may not have been a free kick, but it was his initiative that caused the situation.
Merson's free kick. De Hoya is this time, and Carboni hits it goalwards. But Chelsea have a man on the line, Frank Leboeuf. One goalkeeper gets away with it just moments after another was so completely punished.
Yeah, it fell to Benny's left foot, and he's a bit off balance. Once again, it's keeper's there, he's been beaten.
They pointed the finger at him a little bit for that Cantona goal, which won the '96 final for Manchester United. He was a little unlucky that day, punched a corner against Ian Rush, and it fell for Cantona to thump in the closing stages, but that's the microscope that goalkeepers live their life under.
Yeah, to sympathise with him on this one today a little bit. It was oh, there's that lad again.
Melchior, now Weah. All the way back to Babayaro. Di Matteo. It's awkward. It always looked as if it was going to drift over the crossbar, but it's easy for me to say.
You couldn't really see Delaney letting him go past him like that in the early stages of the game.
Merson trying to jam it infield to Henry. Broke off Boateng, ironically. Now Stone into the path of Merson. Leaving Zola off the ball. Melchior has the final say again. Aston Villa throw. Roared on by their fans, becoming increasingly desperate down that end now, Aston Villa. Steve Stone. tackled again by Mario Melchior, who really does look one for Chelsea's future.
Oh, I was just thinking I'd like to watch him a bit next season.
Boita. Southgate. Thrown hopefully into the box, but Desai deals with it again, out as far as Barry. Retained possession. Crossed in towards Dublin, it's Gustavo Poyet, the last man. Barry again. Hung up towards Ekiog. Oh, it was a pretty good chance that for Ugo Ekiog. I think he was in two minds as to whether headed back or headed in.
I think what he's looking for really is to try and keep it in the danger zone. He's got right up there. I mean, it's a hanging cross. When it starts off, Edgar, he was sort of half coming for it.
Last throw of the Aston Villa dice. Desai's in the way again. Stowe looking for Jochin. Came off the arm of Mario Melchior. It will be a free kick to Aston Villa. Precious little time remaining. And David James is on the way forward from the back here. Merson takes. In towards James. Oh, Dublin was there. He felt he was impeded. There were a lot of players between the referee and the incident. Babayaro is involved.
Oh, there's no goalie.
Oh, take dispossessed. David James is stranded upfield. It doesn't matter. Blue is the colour. Chelsea have won the cup. Their season is a success. Official. And Roberto Di Matteo is again a Wembley hero. All that investment of money and of faith and of high hopes which seemed to drain away in Barcelona and in the closing weeks of the Premiership season has paid a silver dividend. Chelsea, FA Cup winners for the second time in 4 years. The favourites have prevailed.
And certainly on the evidence of the second half, well worthy of it. They played very, very well. They were a disappointment in the first half, but second half they played with a lot more drive, and really Villa were disappointing second half.
The end of a Wembley era and the start of a little man's life. Was he going to put the cup?
No, he's going to put the youngster in the cup.
The FA Cup is back in Chelsea hands. Dennis the Menace has written a perfect ending to their season. And it's a family affair. They've all got the children with them. Roberto Di Matteo, the winning goal scorer. Ed De Hoy, who escaped an awkward moment himself just minutes later.